Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Chad. I am representing HATS Web Developers Incorporated, and today I will be discussing our proposal for the YarnOver e-commerce website. So our solution is to provide YarnOver with a fully integrated website platform that's designed to expand its customer base, facilitate online knitting classes, and integrate a robust e-commerce system. This proposal includes a website prototype, a hosting solution, social media strategies, and a full cost analysis. The objectives in our project is to overcome the challenge of competition from online stores for YarnOver and promote in-store traffic and increase its online sales. Additionally, YarnOver wants to build community engagement through knitting classes, events, and a loyalty program. So our website includes a homepage, it includes a classes and events page, and it includes a community page. These are the three main pages of the website. There's also sections for your cart, for your profile, and then there are smaller pop-up pages to say login, things like that. The homepage, the landing page is going to be the main shop page. There's going to be a nav bar at the top. There's prototypes and wireframes after this slide, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's basically the main shop page. Things are going to be categorized. Users are going to be able to search for the products that they want. It's really the main shop. The classes and events page is a calendar with all of the classes and events that YarnOver is planning on hosting. Community page is that social media type of page where users can engage with each other, show off their knitting projects, and interact with each other and cross-post to X, to Facebook, to Instagram, whatever it may be. And then the profile page is going to be where users are able to look at their loyalty points. They're going to be able to change their address, their payment methods, their passwords, things like that. So here's a prototype of the landing page, sort of our vision for what the landing page is going to look like. This is, again, just a prototype, and it's meant to give you an idea of what we're looking to build for you. So you can see at the top there's a nav bar. You can see the search bar with a language selector. Obviously that's optional if you don't plan on having a lot of multilingual people or shipping overseas. We don't even need to include that. And then there'll be categories as you go further down. You're going to have your bestsellers, your new releases. There's going to be, sections for needles, for yarns, whatever it is. You're going to be the ones who are deciding what those groups are, and users are going to be able to sort by category, that sort of thing. Here we have a wireframe or a mock-up of what the events page is going to look like. It's not a full calendar view, but we do want to include an option for that. We find most users don't prefer the full calendar view. They want to see the upcoming events and be able to adjust by the date range that they are looking for class or the event type or the class type that they're looking for. So you can see we have on this page, we have the 3 upcoming events, the ability to sort by event type, adjust your date range. You can still use the search bar, you can still use the nav bar, still adjust the language, check your cart, check your profile, and you can see the footer at the bottom there. I used a generic footer for this, but obviously it would be customized to your store, whatever the footer you want it to look like. Here we have our social media page, and you can see the feed there in the middle. Most of the web page looks the same. Again, nav bar, search bar, footer. The only main difference is that social media page, the feed in the middle, where you can add new posts, you can reply directly to the post, you can add a picture of whatever it is that you created, you can like it, and we're also going to be adding sections where you can cross-post to other social media sites to build user engagement. So here we have our cost analysis and budgeting. I sectioned this out by the main sections. We have 6 phases for the project development. If you want a more detailed cost breakdown or timeline breakdown, you can see the actual proposal that we are also sending over. So you can see we have the initial planning, design, development, testing, deployment, post-deployment phases for a total of 120 hours of work, which will cost $8,075, which is about in line for what you're going to be expecting to pay for any web developer in the Boston area for this size of a project. The operational costs is where you're going to have to make some decisions, because we have different packages that we include, and you can add as you want. So we have maintenance and updates, which is usually about 4 hours a month. This is changing what products you're selling. This is updating for security, that sort of thing. We have tech support, which we would be providing you 4 hours a month of tech support, which would cost about $200 a month. And with those optional expenses, that's an additional $200 to $400 a month. Hosting, it depends on what platform you choose to use. We're going to go through our suggestions later in the slideshow, but it's going to be $26 to $45 a month for hosting. That one's not negotiable. It's based on the provider. So for the first year, we're looking at capital expenditure or initial development of $8,075. Operational costs are going to be anywhere from $312 to over $5,000. So we're looking at a pretty wide range for the cost, depending on what it is you want to pay for your monthly options. For the service provider and recommendation, we have a full chart and layout of features and pricing in the actual proposal, but to kind of make it short, we're recommending you use Wix because it has the most features for the cost. It has integrated e-commerce support, integrated social media, it has out-of-the-box event calendars, and an AI website builder to assist you if you don't want to use those maintenance packages that we are offering. It also has an extensive plugin library, so if you want to expand in the future to add different things to the website, for example, a cookie banner or something like that, there are a lot of plugins available for you to play with and use. So for our social media plan, obviously we have a bunch of different social media platforms we can choose from. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. It's really important that you use all the major social media platforms in order to build user engagement. You want to be promoting your online knitting classes and events through pictures on Instagram and Facebook stories. You want to be creating those events on Facebook, and you really want to be pushing those for that customer engagement, and you really want to be encouraging your regulars, your customers, your users to be posting on that social media page that we created for you. We really want to be encouraging them to cross-post that onto other social media sites. And that loyalty program is really going to drive people into the store, into these events, working with other companies in the area, like the bookstore, like the cafe, creating that cross-team engagement, cross-business engagement is really going to drive further users, not just for you, but for those other stores in your area. So the measurable outcomes for our plan, month one targets, we're looking for 500 to 1,500 unique visitors to the website. Again, this is industry standard for a niche craft store website, e-commerce website. About 1.5% to 3% of those unique visitors will be making purchases. That's about 8 to 45 purchases in your first month on the website. And 20 to 30% of those visitors will be from social media promotions. Based on an average cart size of $25 to $50, which is, again, industry standard, we're looking at month one e-commerce site sales of $200 to about $22.50. And we want about 30 to 50 new registrations for the online or in-store knitting classes and events, and 10 to 20% increase in YarnOver followers on Instagram and Facebook. Now, year one targets, we're looking for a 15 to 30% revenue increase compared to the previous year. We're looking for weekly events attracting 5 to 20 attendees per session, over 500 customers enrolled in the loyalty program, 100 active users in the community section, and 25% of posts being shared to those external social media platforms, because again, that's where you're really going to be driving users onto your website. The timeline for building the website, as you can see here, broken down by phases. We're looking from the point that we start to the endpoint, we have this listed as if we're starting on Monday, so we're looking at 5/19 as the start date and 6/22 as the end date. Approximately 5 weeks for us to build and develop this website for you. So in conclusion, our proposal is going to create a website for YarnOver that will create an e-commerce page that nudges shoppers toward the physical store by creating an easy shopping environment that integrates nicely with live events. We're going to use marketing techniques such as banner advertising for beginners classes when a shopper adds a starters kit to their cart, partnering with other local businesses to provide more engaging experiences, and a social media plan. Our solution will increase YarnOver's revenue by an estimated 15 to 30% in the first year at a cost of $8,387 to $13,415, depending on which optional packages YarnOver includes and which hosting site YarnOver chooses to go with. If you have any further questions, of course, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to anyone on the team, but definitely be sure to check out the proposal that we are sending over along with this video. Thank you so much and have a great day.